Hey guys, Alan Jimenez here, real estate broker here for HPAgents.com, 0549-644 in Texas. Today we're going to be talking about how to sell a gas station in lesson about presenting the financials for a gas station. So we're going to be taking a look at everything that's happening on a monthly basis and an annual basis. Remember from the first presentation, or if you've seen that first YouTube video that brought you to the course, the rule of thumb, it's in general is the inside sales plus the outside sales times 10 equals the sales price. This is how the buyers that know the business, they kind of real fast know if they're interested. So let's do one together. 50,000 inside sales, 50,000 outside sales. That's $100,000 times 10. The property's worth $1 million. Now this is a rule of thumb, not set in stone, but kind of like a cap rate that's used in real estate, or like they say it's a 5-7%. It's just like they kind of like an indicator that lets a buyer know, hey, I'm kind of interested in that. Let me take a look. So we're gonna go through this form. We're gonna be this is gonna tell you everything specifically about the financials, and this also gives you some insight about the gas station. So you're going to be learning about that gas station, how it operates, because you're going to be seeing the inside sales. You're going to see alcohol, tobacco, lottery, what's selling in that area. Excuse me, I'm still not feeling 100%. Get some more here, tea. Okay, so as you can see, I have the gas station template that's already created. My students have access to it, and I'm always updating the form as well. So it auto calculates, and you just really have to plug in the dots here. But there's always something new coming up that I find out. Sometimes, like we may have some new expenses that come up. We may have some new income that's generated. Like this one of my gas stations actually has like a Bitcoin, like an ATM thing that they have going over there in New York. It's really funny. But it's interesting how this market is changing, and people are seeing any kind of avenue that's kind of trending, and they're capitalizing on it. I mean, it's money. He has top property. A lot of people are coming in. He's like, you know what? Might as well put this in here. So, and it's cool. And some people will put taco stands. Some people will put flowers. Some people will get the local pastry. It's really up to that owner how creative he gets, and I think this is where it can shine some light on you as a realtor too. You can bring in that insight. When you start looking at the numbers, you're like, wait a minute, Alan has here leased space, restaurant, we have this empty space here, or you know what, you have too much column, you have your aisles are too wide. Why don't we move them a little closer together, 3 feet minimum, and then go ahead and try to squeeze in a small little taco stand or small Subway, or maybe reach out to another franchise, Wendy's, KFC. Start moving some things around to get more revenue, because if the price is not there, let's say if you're doing, let's say he's doing 50 inside, 50 outside, and times 10 is $1 million. That $1 million value. So $100,000 in sales times 10, $1 million in just rule of thumb value. Not set in stone, but rule of thumb value. And you're at 900,000. You're like, shit. Excuse me. You're like, this property's not going to sell. I need to get a little bit more income in here. How can I get income? Alan said we can try to put to get another revenue. All I need to do is make another $100,000 per year, which is equivalent to about, what's that, $8,000 a month. So you're like, well, we can do a little lease space. That'll give us 2 or 3. Just throwing some out there. You know what? Owner, why don't we go ahead and put the air pump so people can get their air and stop in. When they stop in, they get their gas too. Bring more traffic. Oh, wow. Okay, what if we automate that air thing where it's $1? They can use credit cards. Oh, wow. We got free service just for electricity. That's all profit. Wow. All these things start adding up when you start becoming more knowledgeable about gas stations, and you can be like, well, we can do this, and we need to get to that price. We have to generate more revenue to attract the buyers, and when they come in, it can fluctuate a little. It doesn't have to be that 10 times rule. It can do the 8 times rule, But to get them in the door, we have to attract them. Don't lie because it's gonna mess up your name. But we could say, yeah, we just added this, this, and this. We just added. What else could we do? What is pumps? You get my point. So let's take a look at the sheet here in general. The gas station template. This is something that's going to be for you. Go ahead and save it on your Google Drive and save it as the gas station name. Just go file. Well, hopefully you have it. You can't edit this one, but you can make a copy, okay? I have to chew this gum because I got an earache. I'm sorry, I'm chewing gum. It's the Upstate Gulf. This is the one I had in Main Street, State of Maine, and the Jasons. When was it bought? Stuff like that. Just easy so you can look at it. I like to have the age of the property, the last remodel. The last remodel date's important because new buyers are going to want to take a look at when's the last time you revamped the place. Is it old? So it could be a 1920, and I've had one before. The one on P Street, on 22. Was it 20? Was it P Street? Yeah, it was P. Asian family had it, and they bought it in like the 50s. Can you believe this? Very hardworking guy, Mr. Tommy. And that guy, and the way I got that gas station, I'm going to go a little side note here, is I used to go to his Subway inside the gas station, order my Subway, and once again, I don't try to sell my skills, just trying to, hey, I love this gas station. I'm going to get one of the Subways. Okay, yeah, I didn't know. Oh, this is your gas station. Oh, yeah, this is, okay, great. And just slowly create a relationship. And then one or two, like I think about the third or fourth time, I said, you ever thought about selling it? That gas station, I nested that seed for about 10 years. I'm not even kidding you. But it paid off, $2 million. And I represented both sides. So I think he cut me down to 5%, $100,000. So it's pretty good. So some other things that are very feasible that you will need to know: tanks in the ground, the year tanks for maintenance, tax value. Tax value, remember, you get this tax value from the county records. So you just Google your city, state, county, or tax appraiser. It'll pull it up, put the address in. Like you can just do one right here. Well, I'm probably blocked from where I'm at, but Harris County Tax Office. Tax.now. Let me see if here. I think it's HCAD. Harris County Appraisal District. That's the county that I'm in. So you may need to do your county, okay? And you're just going to do like appraisal. You can do a commercial property. Oops, I'm sorry. Go back here. Online property search here. Real property. Let's see, you can search by address. What was that? Let me Google this real quick. I forgot the name of that. 1713? No. Gmail. Let me check that. We can do one real live one. Let's see here. It is P's. Oh, 2003 P's. Okay, here we go. 2003 P's. Okay, so here's one right here. Bricks and blocks, blah, blah, blah. They transfer the owner to drip bricks and blocks. Oh, boy. And so here goes the land value right here. $1 million, 93,000. The improvements, 300,000. The total is 1.383. And this is important information to know, because that land value alone is worth 1.1 million. The building there it sits next to the freeway. You can Google it on Google Maps, and it has an excellent viewability from the freeway. I mean, it sits on the feeder right before the exit. Exit the freeway. So it's just a great location, and it's booming big because there's a new development by, I forgot the name of that company. It's not Bill Gates. It's some other big investor that threw in like $1 billion in the Houston 77003 area. But anyways, so you could say, just the property alone without the gas station, it's worth 1.4 million. That's a big selling point. You're like, this property is near, that has a great location, it's gonna be increasing in value. And not only that, I'm making, $100,000 outside, $100,000 inside. So it's like a no-brainer. $2 million it was a good deal. Then it came with the Subway, so it's like all this stuff everything came together. And you can see some more good information here. Canopy, the roof service, is in good condition, what kind of paving, petroleum storage tank. Oh, that's what we're talking about. 6,000 gallons, and this is more information that you need to know, because sometimes the owner won't even know. It's amazing. Electronic dispenser, blah blah blah. Let me see what other stuff in here that's good that I would, let me see here. It's always, it's a good idea just to print this off, and you're gonna go ahead and print it as a PDF. Print here, and you see here, save as PDF. It's always to put that in the Google Drive folder for that specific address. So you can have all this stuff on the Google Cloud so that you can share the access through email, not just public, because you're gonna have a lot of information. No, you don't want that. Just, you want to share it specifically, and we'll actually do one together, okay? But you want to you want to specifically share it with someone. Yeah. Okay, and then you have the land square footage, and I don't know what city and state you're in. I mean, because this could be anywhere, but a lot of gas stations love to be around 1 acre, 45,000. But of course, you're not gonna be able to do that in New York. It's too expensive, so they'll take a half acre, just enough to get the pumps in there. Because land is expensive. Can you imagine? Okay, number of pumps. So traffic count, street 1 and street 2. So remember, here goes that old throat again. Oh, wonderful taste. Gum with coffee. Yeah, I switched to tea. I'll say. So we have the traffic count. That's how many cars travel per day. Now, not from the freeway, but how many cars pass on the street per day. If it has freeway viewability, it really doesn't. It doesn't matter that much. We're going to be mostly concerned with how many people are exiting the feeder, per day, and is that exit before the entrance of that gas station. You see where I'm going with that. If the exit to the freeway is past the gas station, you think an owner, a client's going to U-turn all the way around to go to the gas station? No, a competitor's going to come most likely and serve those clients when they exit and drift right on to the gas station. The worst thing that can happen is that a city or the state takes away that exit or changes it. It can plummet sales. I mean, it just kills it. So these are big red flags that you can watch out for, and you can, just more education you know about gas stations, the better. So we talked about the traffic count. So when you run these reports and you're on CoStar, you can run the traffic counts. So it will say 40,000, 50,000 cars per day, 100,000 cars per day. But that's traffic. That's a light one. That's a street one. But remember, if it's a corner, so we got to catch both streets. We got to catch both of them. So that's how you can mess up the presentation. Street 1, 40,000 cars per day. Street 2, 26,000. So we have 66,000 cars per day that pass through here. Why is that important? That's traffic. That's cars. These are clients. Clients are stopping to get gas. And they stop to get gas, they go inside, get some gum, get some water, get some bread. Sell, sell, sells. This is a business. Treat this sale like you are the buyer. Why would I be interested in buying this? What are the pitfalls? What are the advantages? Would I buy this? Would I give my hard $200,000 down? Because you're gonna need 30% down. So wait, that's $600,000 on P Street. So would I put $600,000? Would I put more than $500,000 down? Do I believe in this? And if you can say yes, or even a maybe, then you got something there. But if you don't, you're like, wait a minute. No, let me look at these numbers. And that's when you have to really kind of negotiate with the owner and let's look at the numbers together. Y'all broke down the numbers. You're beginning with this sheet right here. Looks like after he pays the mortgage, this guy is not walking away with a negative or making a $2,000. It's just like, doesn't make sense. So it has to make sense. So we talked about the traffic 1, traffic 2, total traffic count, put those together, okay? And the freeway viewability, just put yes or no there. It's a good, they like that, but the more importantly is that they want to see how many cars are on the feeder that can exit. Cars passing by, like spaceships, they're just passing by. They're not gonna stop. The ones that exit on that feeder are more important. Another thing is it a hard corner location? Is it sitting at the corner, or is it right before the corner? If it's not if there's a building right there next to it and it's not at the corner, it's not a hard corner. So don't call it that, because you're gonna look like you don't know what you're doing. You're gonna waste that person's time. If you put hard corner, you gotta put the picture with it really good, like it's right at the corner, it's shared, just say, yeah, it's a shared hard corner. But I'm trying to get you I'm trying to get you to a point where you have credibility, where people want to work with you, and they're the ones that say, you know what, this guy here, he presented this gas station in a way that I really appreciate. He didn't BS me around. He gave me stuff. He presented a gas station. Yeah, it wasn't the best one, but this guy came ready. He came with the guns flaring. That's what we want. Because why? If they're looking for a gas station and you're professional, this other guy just put his thing up for sale, gas station with nothing, who's going to shine the best? Who is going to shine the best? Who's going to trust a $2, $3, $5, $10 million purchase? When somebody just throws a bunch of stuff, but when you come with all your ducks in a row, you won business. You're like playing chess, not checkers, Like you came prepared. Like this young man he's ready for war. It's a war out there. It's competitive. You're talking about millions of dollars, and they don't even know what they're doing. But when you come, yeah, you're gonna be ready now. I hope my jaw gets better. Well, I think they say the jaw of this whole part is inflamed, so we'll get past it. Signalized location. Is there at that hard corner? Does it have a signal light? Why is that important? Because we need to have them stop, and they're like, oh, I'm at a stoplight already. We get more eyes, more traffic. Where's the nearest competitor? You want to put on there half a mile, 1 mile, 2 miles, 5 miles. That's important information to know. Because if they're gonna ask that right off the bat. And we're going to say, why is he selling? I think that's what they're going to ask. That's why is he selling? It's making 10%. Making that much money. Why is he selling? And they would say, well, the nearest competitor is half a mile or a mile away. Okay. They go there, they check out, and trust me, they're going to do their due diligence. They're going to check. You can't pull it over on these guys. They're smart. They're pretty savvy. You got $600,000 to put down. You're not gonna BS them around. They know what's up. Okay, they're gonna want to know who's that contract. Is there a gas contract on the property with a jobber? If so, yes or no. Who is it with, and when does it expire? Why is that important? Because they get money for sign-on bonus. So $50,000, $100,000. You can even do, if you work with a jobber and you're negotiating the contract for them. If these buyers are new and they don't know, hey, I'm here to show you how to make money. You can negotiate with the jobber. Say, you know what? I have a few contacts. Let me see if I can make an introduction. I'll send you a couple of names to, like King's Fuels or something, and what's the other one? Oh gosh, I can't remember. Anyways, give you a couple of contacts there where you can go in there. King Fuels, you can talk to them directly. I got a new client here. He needs to sign up. We get a 10-year. If I get a 10-year contract, can we get $100,000 and you can give me a $20,000 bonus? And as long as you do it on a disclosure, third-party affiliation to a disclosure, it's good. Don't do anything in secret. You make them sign at closing. Everybody signs. You got paid. You just did your job. You just basically made another 20, 50 grand. It's true. I've done it before. Let me see here if I can do this. Okay, so now we're getting down to the nitty gritty, and this stuff is pretty self-explanatory. But this, remember, is a more in-depth view, so that you can see, and you can see if the owner's BSing you around. Numbers are not going to lie. So grocery sales, alcohol sales, lottery. Now the lottery is in profit because that's the state, okay? Check cashing, restaurant, gambling machines, arcade, ATM, tobacco, drinks, propane. And this is on the annual view, actually. Let me control this here. Edit that, edit here. Annually, and this is just divided by 12. Car wash earnings. This is stuff outside. Car wash, air pump, lease spaces. Do I have any space leased inside the building or on the lot? Could have a taco stand out there. Wow, such a pretty day here. So the inside sales, they add up all together, 1.3 million. But that's the inside sales total. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. That means how much did they cost the owner? I think this is a little inflated. This is a real world example. 1,027,000. But so he say that in the inside profit, he says he made 280, but I think he really made 480 between me and you. Outside sales profit 88.90. He didn't have that much outside sales. He really didn't. And you get that from here on the gas profits. So we're going to be looking at the gas gallons sold, regular gas plus premium diesel, and total gallons sold. 112,000. And they get a lot more in Texas, but the national averages are 7 to 10 cents a gallon. So, but in Texas, we get a lot more. That's why everybody wants to be in Houston. We have a lot of petroleum here in Texas, so that's why you get a lot of big discounts. We don't have to move so much. We don't have to transport oil, transport gas. Got so many factories here. It's ridiculous. That's why the gas stations are so high demand in Houston. So this auto calculates 112,000 gallons, and that does it by the profit averages. The cost averages. So let's take a look here. Outside sales profit 88.90. Total combined profit 289.140. We have expenses here that are calculated here. Expenses are everything and anything the owner has to pay that is connected to the property. Maintenance, the salary for the employees, credit card fees are a big one. Wow. Viaphone, payroll fees, all light, energy, water, trash, property taxes, lawn care, waste management. It just goes on and on. Advertising, CPA. The CPA, yes, somebody has to calculate all this. And licenses renewal, 180,272. This does not include the mortgage. I don't include the mortgage here because sometimes we'll have cash buyers, but it's good to say about 6,000. Oh, I shouldn't say that. About $4,500 just for the principal and the interest per million. So 1,040,500 because we got taxes already and insurance already, included here. So 2,009,000. So let's just take a look at this one right here. So this one was 1.45 million, I believe. 15,000. We have a total of $108,000 annual take home before the mortgage. 9,072. So let's just do the math here. So 1.45, 4,500 to one times 1.5, $7,000 a month. That means this guy's only bringing home $2,072. That's how crazy it is. That's how, when you break down the numbers really quick, you're going to see, is it profitable? I can't believe it. It's like, what does this guy think? So really, to me, I think, let's look at the inside and outside sales. Inside sales. We'll see. I think his cost of goods sold is too high, but really it'd be much better at It'd be better at 1.1 million, maybe, not 1.45, not 1.4. You know, the positive balance here is 180. Even if I did a 10 times rule on that, that's 1.1. Yeah, there you go, right there. It makes perfect sense. So 9,072 minus the mortgage is say 5,000, maybe $4,072. Okay. And why is that? You know, so wait a minute. You're telling me I can own this gas station, have an employees run it for me, and why do you think people own 20 or 30 gas stations? Think about it. Okay, it's making $5,000 a month, like clockwork. Times two, you got two of them, 10,000. Times 10, whew, $100,000 a month. So yeah, gas stations can be profitable, and this is this is not even a good one. You know the markups. I mean, you've been shopping. Most likely, you've taken this course. You've seen some things. Water you can get for 20 cents, 10 cents, and you buy a wholesale, and they sell for $1. So chips, same thing. You get them for 20 cents, sell them for $1.50. So there's a lot of things in them. You know, there's some taxes. Speaking about the taxes, okay, hold on a second. Okay, so you will need. This is the financials, but when you get into contract, you're going to be saying, okay, you gave me the financials. The buyer's going to say, you gave me the financial summary that you created. Now send me your tax statements and send me the reports. Excuse me. 90% of the time, the owner can print the reports off and it can tell you everything that he ordered and how much he sold. Print them off from you on a monthly basis, or a period basis, using his system. He has a system. 20 years ago when I first got started, or 15 years ago, they didn't have that. So it's kind of hard. But now they got the systems going, brother. Credit card machines, they got the credit card. You can do the credit card statements. You're not going to lie. I mean, you can't lie to these people. Okay, the banks are going to take a look at it. So you're going to need the tax returns when you get into contract. Not now. So, you know what's a good thing for you to know? Another little tip I want to give you on a side note. I don't know how to say this. If there was a buyer, if I owned a gas station and I haven't submitted my tax returns just yet, and I was thinking about selling, I would make sure that my taxes reflect what I'm saying the property sold for. Because the lending guidelines are going to require the tax statements to qualify. So even if this man has 35% down, can't get a loan if you don't have the taxes to support what this property is supposed to be selling. And the banks, they know. I mean, they're not. They've been around. You can't just say, "Oh yeah, property's good." No, they're gonna be like, "No," and they don't even like gas stations to begin with. Yeah, they don't like because of the petroleum and the contamination with the environmental. Okay. Let me see here. Is there anything else? So you will need the tax returns, but only after you get into contract. You don't want to give tax returns just yet. You want to give a brief summary. Do your little statement that I'm giving here. Put it in PDF. Don't put an Excel spreadsheet up there. Make sure you dress it up a little bit with your logo, your name, because you want to be reflected on. You want to make they're so busy they don't know. But if they see your picture and your name up there, developed by this, you can make it look really pretty. This is just the raw bones. But you can take this, put it into PDF, put it in a PowerPoint presentation, and have these things just lined up. Maybe not a big presentation, maybe 6 to 7 pages, something like that. Summary, location, financials, survey, environmental, stuff like that. That's what you want to present. So now you know. So now you've gone through it. You know how to fill this worksheet out that auto calculates. The inside and outside sales. The 10 times rule, where the inside sales plus the outside sales times 10 is the rule of thumb. Not set in stone. Not set in stone. It is a rule of thumb that gas station users use to try to draw people in to get a little bit of interest. Then this is step 2, looking breakdown of the sales. Get into contract. When you're in contract, the buyer's going to say, okay, prove to me now these numbers you told me are right. Okay, then you do all the reports. We'll create the reports from the POS system, point of sale system, credit card system, or get the liquor sales, the liquor license, the state. They know to the penny how many bottles of beer you have. They know. They don't. They know. So it's like, wow. I didn't even know that myself. How serious liquor is, and tobacco. You don't want to mess with those people. So, and then we also talked about improving the property. If we see that it's low on sales, we see an opportunity there, but then you're like, well, if I put this property up for sale right now, it's just gonna sit. You're gonna spend money, probably, a good $100, $150, maybe $200 a month, plus your time. LoopNet CoStar's not cheap, and it's not free. And if you put your advertisement up there, you think it's not gonna get traffic. It's not going to get traffic. So you got to put it up there. You got to put it, you got to feature it. You got to send out your newsletter. You got to do a lot of stuff. We'll talk about that in another class, advertising. But you know a lot now. Now you know a lot about the financials. So I think that's going to call it. I think that's good. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd love to, answer them for you. And I think that's it. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.